Hi everyone, I'm Tamsin and this is Yeet for Yarn, episode 5 I believe we're on. So I've made some adjustments since I found out that I really love doing this and I want to do it more. So I've streamlined my system a bit because I want to be able to change my sorting, my categories. I just put stickies onto a sheet here so I can alternate them as I wish. I've made some adjustments to add-ins and all that fun stuff. And I got myself some fancy stacking bins for our fibers. So I will just bloop, 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 and then pick blindly out of these bins. And I've adjusted some of them to be different categories. So let's get started on today's Yeet for Yarn. All right, so our first roll, we need to roll for our number of fibers and then our bin numbers. So we will start with 1 dice and we will yeet it. 4. So we need 4 bin numbers. So I will grab 4 dice. I love these dice, they're so pretty. And we will roll. And we have bin number 1, bin number 2, bin number 4, and bin number 6. Next, we're going to roll for our add-ins. So we need 1 dice for that. 3. So 1, 2, 3. We are going to use embellishments. Next, we need to roll for our blending style. And we got 3. So we are going to use our hand cards. We're going to roll for our spin style. 1. So we're going to spin woolen. And then we're going to roll for our finishing style. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to spiral ply it. So this is going to be an interesting yarn. All right, so here are our bins. We've got 1, 2, 4, and 6. So we need to draw fiber out of all of those. I have my mixing bin here. So I'm not even looking. I'm just gonna shake it all out. Oh, piece flew out. I guess that's what we'll use. There's 1. Put that aside. Here's bin number 4. So in here I have locks and soft silk. So I'm just going to grab a handful, hopefully not too much. There we go. All right, so we got some from bin 4. Bin number 2 is our greens and yellows bin. So we're going to mix that up a bit. And got this sparkly bluey green, very pretty. And bin number 6 is blues purples. So I will mix it up, reach in and grab some nice pastel purples. So here's our fibers. It's an interesting little collection. We need our add-ins. So here's our add-ins bin. We have, so we have peacock feathers, sequins, Angelina, beads, and wool naps. So we rolled up embellishments. So these are the embellishments. They're like little flower sequins. I found them at Dollarama and they're really super cute. So I'm going to throw a pack of those in with our yarn. So we need our hand cards. Mine are dirty as usual. And then we're going to spin woolen and spiral apply it. So this is fortuitous happenstance because we've got woolen spinning with hand carded so we can make some nice roll eggs. So I'm I'm going to grab some of these and just pop a little bit onto the hand card. I'm going to grab a pinch of locks and some soft silk, and we'll just plop that onto the hand card. There's a lot of locks in there, so I'm going to pull some of that off. Oops. Locks and soft silk, and then we had some of this sparkly green, so we'll add some of that in. And then we had this blend of purples, yellows, there's some green in there, just a whole mass of colors. So we'll add some of that in there. And now we're just going to card it. Now I can tell right now I've got way too much fiber on here to make a decent Rolex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple passes just to blend it up a bit. Just kind of open up those fibers a bit. Then I'm going to pull it off the hand cards and split the whole batch in half. So now I have a more controllable amount to make some Rolex. There. Now, once I have my Rolex, what I want to do is I want to pre-thread my little embellishments on it. So I'm going to put a few on the table here. And 1 second. All right, so I grabbed my little floss threader and I'm going to put these embellishments. I'm going to treat them like beads and just feed the floss threaders through the middle. They're kind of like a combination sequin bead, but they're so pretty, I just have to use them. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draft out my Rolex. Or at least draft out this Rolex. And then I'll put the fiber through the floss threader and thread the little embellishments right onto the fiber. Now I'll take off that chunk and I'm going to set it aside to add in as I'm spinning. And I'm going to do the same thing again. Feed that through the floss threader and pull the little flower embellishment down onto the fiber and then break off a chunk. And I think if I do this whole length of roving, then that should be enough for the whole skein, but we'll see how many we end up with. Oops. Oop, fell on the floor. I'll get it in a sec. All right, so I'm going to keep going, threading those on and making roll legs. I'll put you on time lapse so you can watch as I work, and then we will get to spinning. All right, spinning is done. Just grab the nitty knotty. It became tricky, but it was definitely fun. This was not something I would have ever thought to do. I spun one ply with the embellishments and then one ply just plain, and then spiral plied them together. But I tried to keep it all spun woolen as much as possible. Oh, we got some serious yardage though. I didn't think we would. All right, let me just get this off the end here and tie it off. Are you excited? Do you want to see it? I want to see it. I don't know what it looks like either. You don't get a real idea of what the yarn looks like until you skein it off, I find. And this is like the embodiment of chaos, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. All right, hold on, hold on. We got to put our tools away. All right, wow, way over twisted. But regardless, here it is. Can you see the little iridescent embellishments in there? Hold on, let me get this arranged a little better. So it is true chaos. There's no rhyme nor reason nor color scheme. But I'm planning on weaving all of these Yeet for yarns into a tapestry kind of deal. And I think this one is going to look so cool. There's one of the embellishments hiding in there. Oop, it's not focusing anymore. There we go. It's so hard to get it to focus. 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 Ah, there we go. Now we'll flip it over and we'll have a look at the other side. Hold on. Let me get it under tension. Actually, maybe if I fold it in half and put it under tension, we can see it better. Because it is definitely, I overspun. But that's typical for me. Now it looks so much better in real life. It looks very messy. Well, I mean, it is messy. That part is accurate, but there's like lovely interplays of color, and there's some of those little iridescent embellishments that just kind of wink out from it. I just think it's very fun. So we're going to add this one to our other Yeet for Yarn skeins. Don't think this one is as big a hit as some of the other ones. It is still pretty in my opinion, but I truly embrace chaos. For ones who enjoy a very controlled spinning, this one will probably drive you right up the wall because it is entirely chaos. So let me just grab some of the other skeins we've spun along the way, and we'll just do a quick review. So there's this nice one here. This one's a little more bold. This one's got a very cohesive quality to it, with just some little pops of orange. And then this was really fun too. This was a spiral ply as well. Or was it? Oh no, that one's super coils, sorry. I am keeping track of what I roll for. And then there's today's. So we have 5 skeins. And I believe when we have 6, I'll do my first weaving. I'll just warp up my loom, just my rigid heddle loom, and we'll do a quick weaving with these yarns. And I think that'll be fun. And you want to talk chaos, we're going to have some chaos there. I may use some plain yarn in between just to kind of give it a little bit more cohesiveness, but maybe not. We'll see when we get there. Anyways, that's it for today's Yeet for Yarn. This is what we ended up with. If you like this, even if you don't like the yarn, if you like this series, do the stuff down below, because I do stuff like this all the time. Thanks for joining me, guys. Dr. Chaos out.